Okay, welcome back to the workshop. This week we're going to be testing a Chinese 4-jaw self-centering chuck supplied by Banggood, see how good it is. And to do that we'll be fitting it to the lathe. So we'll be making a backing plate. So I've got a basic starter kit for a backing plate from LPR Toolmakers that will work with my screw threaded spindle Myford lathes. So we'll fit that, make sure it fits to the spindle and fit it to the chuck, and then set everything up. So first thing is let's have a look inside the box and see what we get. Okay, so first thing we'll have a look at is the backing plate. They come with this 8 TPI inch and an 1/8 thread that Myford uses. Normally this rebate here, this boss, is usually not quite right, and we'll need to what I did last time was put it on the face plate and bolt it on and then just clean that up. Ideally we don't want it sticking out any further than we have to. The further back on the spindle we can get the chuck, the better. So let's have a look what we've got in here. We've got, that's the chuck there, chuck key, feels good. This is our job here. I've got to do, looks good. Well, while we're here we'll just take it apart and see what's inside. There we go. Pretty good. Just tap that out. That one just comes straight out, I need to tap it. Now the accuracy of these chucks is largely determined by this surface here and its mating surface there, and how well they fit. If any non-repeatability in your chuck, that's where it comes from. If we have a look at that surface, okay, so here we are. We've got the faceplate set up with some nice clamps, and it's just loose at the moment. Okay, so here we are, looking pretty good. So we've got the indicator set up here. That's high. Tappy tap. That's high. That's high. Whoa, that's high there. We should be good to go. Okay, the first thing we want to do is reduce the depth from the front of the plate to the back to be 1 inch, 25.4. Dimension is 26, so 26, half a millimetre, just in case, probably doesn't matter. But so now we have to break out the boring bar and machine out that clearance here, and it might be a great chance to use the old depth stop which I made. So this is my depth stop here. And you can see that this is connected to the saddle, and it goes out to here, and this sets the depth like that. See, so that sets the depth. So what we do is we press it gently up against the face there, and the DRO is zeroed, and then we want to go in 0.5545, 5547. Now, if we push that up against that, that's the one. Nip that up, nice and tight. Well, that should do. So now it's just a matter of skimming off those threads. What have we got? Pretty nice finish. I think that's pretty good. So this should be a good test if I've made my oh yeah, good. Not bad. We're on the money there. Beautiful. Oop, get that done. Right, now we can take a... I better clean up that though. That's a nasty edge. Alright, so the acid test. I've taken the faceplate off. We've got the depth, lovely. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that looks beautiful. And that means we're as far back as we possibly can get. Which is perfect. The chuck can be as far back as it can possibly go without compromising that connection. Okay, we've got the depth stop set. At 9.9, and got a new insert, and all we have to do now is turn down to depth. to mount this on the chuck and machine off this front plate here so that we can reuse this. That's not going to work.
These are the 3 holes we want to transfer. A little wrench here.
Let's pull out. Okay, so let's put everything together. We've cleaned it all up, we've stoned down any rough edges, made sure it's nice and clean. First thing in is the scroll and the pinions. I have only put a bit of a light coating of WD-40 on, just to make sure that there's no possibility of any foreign interference. So pinions go in, and then these, I don't know what to call these, retaining pins, I guess. Tightened because they can't come loose, so the backing plate keeps them in there, and if you over tighten them they bind. So that looks good. And then this retaining plates, and then simple, and our bolts. And we've got a little bit of play there, probably 1/2 millimetre or so, just to allow us to centre make sure the chuck is centred. Now that's number 2, 3, 4. 1. What I always do when I'm putting jaws in a chuck is, see that, I rotate it backwards until it clicks down. And I'll put the next one in. Third one. And the fourth. Look at that, it's pretty nice smooth motion. Then you drop the chuck on key on the floor, and there's a bit of sideways play in those jaws, but and a bit of backlash, which is normal. But look. So let's put it on the lathe and see how it goes. Yeah. That's better. And the way we get this right is that we go now. That's about as good as I can expect it to get. Having done this a few times, I've never got it better than that. And what I've made is this, and this will let us check how well the chuck performs at different diameters. So hold that up against the jaws like that, and then zero that roughly, and have a look. What are we doing? 2 thousandths. We're at there. Yeah, they're half thousandth degrees there. So now if we go in to the next one, the next step, we're about 3. Three thousandths. Okay. Two and a half. Two. A little bit less than 2. Not bad. Not bad at all, really. Two. It's good again. Two and a half. Not much to grip on there. About 5 there. I don't know if it's a fair test though. There's not much to grip on. Try it again. 7 or 8. And then there's half. Ha ha ha! Look at that. So within 2 thousandths over that full range. Very consistent. That's not bad. I'm happy with that. Okay, so we got our chuck on, we tested it out, and it's accurate to within 0.02 of an inch on average. I don't know if you could get it better than that with a bit more fiddling around, but that's quite okay for what I need. I think it'll be quite a useful addition to the workshop. So I hope you found it useful, and thanks for watching. Bye for now. Jesus Christ. That's what you don't want to do.